Last week on the show, we visited Kapchor district, where we met a group of youth driven by an unshakable belief in the power of agriculture. They have poured their souls into farming as a source of income and are using it as a tool for transforming their community. It is nice to meet youth who are not trying to buy borders, right?
Yes, yes.
That's wonderful. So on this farm, it's a mixed farm.
Yes.
On how many acres?
The farm is sitting on 5 acre land.
5 acre land.
Yes.
And yet it has so much.
Yes.
So much on it.
So
So now
much.
our viewers get to know that you don't need 20 acres to have something this good.
Yeah.
So we are looking at vegetables, we are looking at passion fruits, we are looking at a forest.
Yeah.
At that and so much more.
We are a group of youth who are educated. All of us, we have degrees, we have certificates, we have diplomas. And generally, you know, Uganda and the world is looking at people who are innovative enough to make money, not only to look for government jobs or NGO jobs. By the end of 2025, we expect to hear 120 million for the youth. We encourage Ugandans to do farming like our youth here.
Good evening, our dear Seeds of Gold viewers. We are glad to have you with us tonight. This episode is a special one. We are shining a light on young people writing their story and building a legacy through farming, turning dreams into reality. Stay with us.
This is not very hard. It does not need you to go to a class, sit down and learn. It's just your knowledge. You don't need a lot of energy to do it. And it's a daily income. You can get money every day. You earn every day.
Tonight we meet Shania, a 23-year-old CEO of Hatch and Eggs Poultry Farm in Nsambya, Kevina. Yes, you heard that. She is a CEO. And this is her story.
I've found farming being a very nice job to me and favorable. And a bit inspiring other people, the young generation, to come, maybe join me, do this.
We started by getting to know what sparked her interest in farming and what it truly means for her.
I love to see birds grow, like the layers, the way they can, the stages from day 1, day 2, vaccinating them, seeing them produce the eggs.
So from the simple joy of watching birds grow to discovering the wealth in agriculture, Shania takes us through her journey.
We work as a team. So I partner with someone, Joseph Gawera. We started with broilers. Then after broilers, we decided to do layers. So we started with 1,000 birds and they were deep litter. So as we went on growing, we decided to go to the cage system because the space we had could not be enough for the birds we wanted to be with. So cages we could utilize the space we have for now.
Just like you go through your daily routine at work, so does Shania, though hers is anything but ordinary. Her day is filled with moments worth watching and lessons worth learning.
It has been a very good journey since I started. I would love to see them eat. I cannot be there when they have not eaten. You're stressed and everything. You wake up in the morning because they usually start, we feed them at around 6:30. So by that time they are ready to eat. They can make noise. They are ready. The moment they see they are bringing feeds inside, they make a lot of noise. So we serve them for more than 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then after serving them, they pump the water, then we leave. We close and leave. You come to check, is the water there? You see how they are eating. Then at around 1, we come and pick some eggs because they lay almost the whole day. The moment they start eating, they start laying. So you come at 1, you pick out the eggs. Then after, they take their supper at around 3 to 10. We switch off the light.
Feeding time is just as important for the birds as it is for humans. And when that moment arrives, there is no mistaking it. For them, skipping a meal is never an option. They eagerly gather right on cue, ready to feast.
They use droppers for water. You see, they know it. They have their formula. They use soya, lime, sunflower, bran.
As always on this show, we are here to uncover the gold hidden in every seed. And when it comes to finding the best ways to bring that wealth to life, Shanira has plenty to share.
These are they are 1 year and some months. He wanted to see the yolk. It's yellow, eh? It's yellow yolk. He wanted to see. We collect 50 trays a day. Then if at all they are good, they don't have anything that is disturbing the sound, or they were a little bit scared, or they have stress, they tend to reduce the number of eggs. So we do 50, that's the number. That's it. We do 50 a day if they are okay. I've found farming being a very nice job to me and favorable. I would not need another one because there is a lot of money here. So I would like to bring out the money because I cannot have two masters at Togo per now.
Capital, the biggest hurdle for many aspiring farmers, and understandably so. So when we met this young lady, we had to ask, how did she and her team raise the funds for such a venture? Shanira shares the strategy they used to secure substantial capital, and it is nothing short of impressive. Starting their farm in 2022, right after the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, they turned a tough period into an opportunity, one that many can learn from.
We started in 2022. As we were doing broilers, we had some savings. So we didn't start with a big number, we started with a small number. It was 1,000, and we were doing deep litter. It's manageable. But as we grew on, we decided to use the cage because poultry is a number game. The higher, the more profitable. The lower, so if you do big numbers, you get more money, like more profits than doing the small number. So when we started that with the 1,000, we grew to 3,000. So we sold off the other ones because they were off layers. Then we are with these ones until they reduce the carb. It's according to the number of birds you're having, but it would cost you like these are second hand, they are not first hand. First hand are a bit very expensive. So this, it would cost you, it costed us 30 million to get the cages. But some are not, they were not set because of the space. Yeah.
Every farmer that we have featured on this show has a story worth telling. What's yours? Scan that QR code and share it with us. We will now take a very short commercial break, but do not go away because we have so much in store for you, including how to mitigate challenges affiliated with poultry farming. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Glad to still have you with us. Now, like any other business, poultry farming comes with its fair share of challenges. But as Shanira shows us, success is all about having the right strategy and staying committed to the goal.
This is a good business. It keeps on, okay, there are downs and falls and downs. You can just get used to the situation around. There are times you're going to make more money, less money, you go into losses, but still it's a business. You're supposed to expect all that. You're supposed to be positive about poultry. Don't be negative. People are going to say you might do this, you're going to do this, you might make losses. You're supposed to expect losses sometimes, but you're going to be positive when you're going to start. I can give an example, like right now, eggs are very cheap, but feeds are very high. So if you're not prepared for the season, it could be a little bit very hard for you. Because eggs are very cheap, people are buying at a very cheap price, it's the price, then feeds are expensive. Because we used to normally buy maize at around 800. Now we are buying 1,200, 1,200. They go on increasing. And they are supposed to eat every day. The moment they don't eat, they are going to reduce the number of eggs and you're not working. So that's the hard part of it now. Now the tray tends to be very low to 8,500 or 8. But when it's the highest we've ever gone, it was 12,000. That's it. That's a good price. They range between that.
Embracing the digital era is a game changer for Shanira, who is making the most of social media, turning her surroundings, friends, and a growing network of clients into a solid customer base. This approach is a great reminder that the right marketing strategy can make all the difference.
I have people that come to me via TikTok. They contact me, I want to buy eggs. Then some people like refer people, here you go, they give out my number, someone can call you, I need this number. So I have my daily clients, the people I give 2 eggs in bulk. I can give someone maybe 200, they book, we normally book in advance. Like you give me money before I deliver the eggs. And we don't deliver, people pick here eggs. I have different clients. The ones that take in bulk, ones that take 1 to 2 trays, there is aunt that manages that. She's the one who sells those 1, 2, 3, but me I do 10 and above. And I have clients. So we determine prices according to what they sell, like wholesale in Kisenyi. I usually go buy feeds, then I ask about the prices. I get aware of the prices. We sell, if they are selling 10,500 in Kisenyi, we give out at 10. Farm price if you're taking in bulk, but if you're not taking in bulk, I can give you the same price with the other guys. But we tend to sell at a lower price to people that are taking in bulk, but you don't give them the same price with people in Kisenyi because they are also going to sell. They are wholesalers. Yeah, that's it.
On this farm, the chicken are closely monitored, and once their egg production starts to decline, they are sold. For instance, 1 lot was sold in December. Perfect timing for the Christmas season. Alluding to the president's advice, you always have to do the math.
When they start laying, the curve is a little bit very high. So they go on reducing the curve. The curve goes down. They can start laying like 55. So this one started with 55. They have reduced to 50. The curve goes on reducing, but still you're working. The moment they're reducing, I see they are not making the profits that much. You can tend to sell them. So for us, we usually sell at 2 years. They lay for 2 years, then we sell off. Those are the ones we had started with. They had made 2 years, so we had to sell them off. We sold in December, Christmas season. Since it's a farm and people know there is a farm here, the first time we were selling, okay, like someone who comes, those people that are not buying in bulk, I sold at 22. I first sold at 25, then I went on reducing the price. Since there are people come through, like they are coming within, they are around, they are my customers, so I give them at a good price.
Shanira's energy speaks for itself. It does not matter if her nails are long and perfectly done. Farming is her passion, and she knows exactly why she's in it. For those who judge farmers by appearances, she and I are here to prove you wrong.
It's not supposed to be like that. It's not prison. So you can do what you feel like. I've got a lot through this. I can stand by myself. I can take myself to the hospital. You can pay your bills. You can help people. Like my Jaja is going to call me, I need this, and you're going to help them out. Hello. They're the same. It's only this cage that has the old ones, but the other ones they're the same. Just that they're the other side. Then also these ones are this side.
Joseph, the head of production on the farm, breaks down the technical side of things. You will not want to miss it.
Basically, I'm here to make sure that the birds are producing the required eggs on the farm. So we ensure that the birds are eating the required feed, and it's efficient and adequate for them. So they are consuming the exact amount of feed they need for their maintenance and for also productivity.
On this show, we are committed to bringing you valuable tips to help you get the best out of your farm. For instance, have you ever wondered why poultry houses sometimes have the lights on even during the day?
So we also ensure the lighting program of the birds. We give them about 14 to 16 hours of light. So usually we give them 15 hours of light. So that's their day length, to ensure that they are stimulated to lay more. So light stimulation will regulate hormone production, which triggers the reproductive hormones that will induce ovulation and egg lay. So that's why it is very vital to have a specific and the required amount of light stimulation for your flock, which is about 14 to 16 hours. So in Uganda, we have a day length of 12 to 13 hours. So you would want to increase that day length by about 3 hours.
Caring for the birds requires a sharp eye to spot any signs of illness. But once you identify a sick one, what steps can you take to prevent it from happening again?
A sick bird. So I can see it from their feathers, their general activity. Is it docile? Is it fragile? Is it weak? So I can see some signs where the comb, I can see from its posture, I can see from its droppings. So it is not conclusive, but I can use it as to highlight a certain disease that could be affecting them. Yeah, then I can also do post-mortem. So to make sure, to confirm the disease, the exact disease. So usually we are affected with respiratory diseases. That is CRD, Newcastle. Yeah, those are diseases affecting us. Flu.
We get day one. We normally vaccinate. We can get like on Wednesday. We are supposed to vaccinate every Wednesday. Like they give us a calendar where we find we're supposed to buy this medicine, you vaccinate. But we normally do that ourselves.
So we also ensure we do vaccinations periodically, especially Newcastle and IB. So we do that every 2 months on the farm. So we do deworming, which is also after 1 month. And we rotate those, the type of dewormer we use, we rotate them. We can use albendazoles, we can use piperazine. So such that there is no drug resistance. Then we also ensure biosecurity measures. So not everyone has access to the farm, only the farm workers, the farm personnel has access to the birds. Then I can look out for signs to see if there is a sick bird.
In poultry farming, each stage of growth requires a specific type of feed. Understanding this makes all the difference in boosting productivity, Joseph explains.
For each stage they go to, we give them a certain feed. For instance, if they are from 0 to let's say 6 weeks, that's starter. So we have starter, we have grower, we have developer, we have pre-lay, we have layer 1, layer 2 and layer 3. So right now they're on layer 2 from 0 to 6 weeks. That one we are using starter. Then from 6 weeks to 17 weeks we are using grower. Then from 17 weeks to 22 weeks, we are using pre-lay. Then from 22 weeks to 41 weeks, we are using layer 1. Then from 41 to around 55 weeks, we are using layer 2. Then from 55 to end of lay, we are using layer 3.
Shanira sheds light on the right time to let the birds go or sell them, while Joseph breaks down the key factors to consider before deciding which layers to sell.
So when the productivity falls below 70%, we choose to off-lay the birds. And that is also basing on the projections from the financial manager. So if she says we still need money or we can do away with them, because even at 65%, we can still get profit out.
Really?
Yeah, so it will depend on the financial manager and the projections we have to do away with them. Yeah, but usually we are using a rule of 70%. Below that, we are selling them off. So whether they are still 1 year, as long as they have not laying beyond 70%.
Layer farming requires a significant investment, and making it profitable takes careful planning.
A conducive environment without a lot of noise, the weather, setting of the building, the way they're going to build the house, the hair, everything is supposed to be having a lot of light. They are supposed to see.
Joseph shares practical advice on how farmers can get the best returns and what the reality looks like on ground.
So for layers, if you do not have enough capital, you shouldn't start. So I recommend you go and do broilers or croilers. So it's a high capital investment. So if you don't have land, if you don't have capital, if you're not knowledgeable enough, or if you can't hire someone knowledgeable, you can leave layers and you do broilers or croilers, because you're going to keep them for 2 years. So you need to know how to manage birds for 2 years. And they need to be producing the required eggs. So if you don't know how to do that, you're going to lose a lot of money. So in my opinion, I would want someone to do layers if they can handle about at least 500 layers. For 500 layers, the current situation of feeds, I can give to raise them to point of lay, at least 500 birds, that's about 10 million. Yeah, minus structures now and everything. So the working capital should be 10 million. Yes, then another thing for layers, if you don't stock feed, don't go into layers, because the feed prices are going to rise and you don't have enough feeds. And you can't handle the feed and the price of eggs.
Every successful business runs on a strategy, and farming is no different. Here on this farm, Joseph lets us in on a key approach he uses to keep things running smoothly.
So this is my secret. If you notice that the feed prices are very high, let us say maize, soya, the ingredients we use to feed the birds are very high, that is the perfect time to venture into the business, to buy the chicks. So when the feeds are very low, everyone will want to raise the chicks. So when you raise them for 4 months and everyone is raising them, you'll find that everyone has eggs. And then when the feed price is low, these chicks are eating so little. And remember, when you look at our cycle of feed prices, after 3 months or 4 months, feed prices are going to increase. So when your birds are around 3 months old, feed prices will increase, and they are consuming more. That means you're going to be spending more on feeds, and they are not yet productive. And then you'll produce eggs, and everyone else has eggs. So the egg price will be down because you entered the market when feed prices were low. And then when you're going to point of lay, feed prices are up. But when you go into the market when feed prices are high, you will find that these chicks are eating little, they are consuming less feed. And in about 3 to 4 months, we project that feed prices will fall because of a new season or something. That means when these birds are 4 months, the feed prices are going to go down, and that is when they are eating a lot. They are consuming more feed because they have grown. And then you realize in that period of 4 months, few farmers went on to raise the chicks. That means there will be a demand for eggs. That means the egg price is going to be high and the feed prices are going to be low. That means you will be having a much more profit compared to the other person who entered the market when feed prices are down.
Ever wondered what sets broilers apart from coilers? Joseph breaks it down for us and even shares a glimpse into how water flow is managed here.
Broilers are a commercial line, and croilers are, I can say, semi-commercial. They'll give you meat, but they also give you eggs. So they are not really a commercial strain for a purpose of, so they are dual purpose. So croilers are dual purpose, whereas broilers are meant for only one purpose, for meat. So it's a commercial line. But croilers, even someone with little money can venture into croilers. So the water, it flows from these pipes, and there is a tank, and there is another surface tank outside where we pump water from underground to that surface tank, which brings them to this other small tank, which feeds these pipelines.
When it comes to poultry farming, some steps are simply non-negotiable. Vaccination is one of them. Today, we take a closer look at how it's done, the right timing, and the common diseases it helps prevent.
We get day one, we normally vaccinate. We can get like on Wednesday. We are supposed to vaccinate every Wednesday. Like they give us a calendar where we find we're supposed to buy this medicine, you vaccinate. But we normally do that ourselves.
So for Newcastle, we vaccinate periodically. Then for the flu, the bird flu, we give them antibiotics. So erythromycin and others.
They may be young, but their ambitions are anything but small. And so far, they have no regrets. I have to say, Shanira's determination and drive left us absolutely speechless.
I would like to grow big, like we want to start hatching eggs to get chicks, like we sell them off. Then we're trying to make out a concentrate, making our own feed, like those people who do theirs, cook chick, what, something like that.
With an overwhelmingly big number of youth in Uganda, it's only right to recognize those who are making a real difference. Shanira has a word for her fellow youth.
I'll advise them and tell them this is not very hard. It does not need you to go to class, sit down and learn. It's just your knowledge. And it does not need a lot of labor, like you don't need a lot of energy to do it. You can do it no matter you're lazy or something, you can just do it because it is going to push you. You say they have to eat, you come and feed them. I'm supposed to pick eggs, you come and pick them. Yeah, and it's a daily income. You can get money every day. You earn every day. Yeah.
That is all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sheila Navafu, always grateful to have you with us. Keep the Seeds of Gold conversation going. Just simply scan the QR code to share your thoughts and catch us live on X. Let us know what you would love to see on the show and we'll make it happen. See you next week. #NTV Seeds of Gold.